Dorman Waters, assistant
Right.
coach with the Holy Cross tennis team, here with us. Dorman, let's talk about your tennis background. When did you start?
Well, I started late off in life. I started at 30 years when I first came out of the service and whatever. My brother taught me the game, and I had a friend of mine who kind of helped groove my game and brought it along and developed it, So, but I learned to love the game. I enjoyed it. I wanted to be good at it. I had a lot of pride in myself, and I'm what you would call a natural athlete. So hey, it was a sport that I could transfer my athletic skills and abilities and go from there.
So, what were your sports before tennis?
Football, basketball, track, the regular sports for kids growing up.
Yeah. And then let's talk about okay, hey, I'm gonna learn tennis at 30, and then I'm gonna really start falling in love with it. What were the parts of the game that you kind of came natural to you? Was it most of it?
Like I said, the majority of it because of the transferring of athletic skills. Then again, there was a lot of rules and regulations, a lot of mental focus that took place, and it kind of encouraged me, and it's just a challenge. And so, hey, I just dove right into it. The more I dove into it, the better I became. The better I became, the more I wanted to get better. So I enjoyed it. It was a good venture. Tennis has always been good to me. It's opened the doors of opportunity for me. That's how I met the coach. Also, a lot of friendships have developed in places that people that I got to know on a personal level, social level, and things like that.
Let's talk about at Holy Cross. You got some guys with some good mental capacity. These kids are solid student athletes. So talk about just being able to get into their brains a little bit. Hey, you got to have a lot of tolerance. You got to have some patience here. You got to sometimes you got to mentally beat your opponent. Talk about just trying to encourage them in that way.
Well, I just like to instill in them that hey, respect themselves, respect the game, give us your best. I had a coach when we were growing up, he always instilled upon us that, hey, regardless of whatever you do, whatever sports you play, if you give it your best, you give it your all, then hey, accept the outcome and go from there. And that's what I try to impress on them, because it's more like life. If you don't try, you don't put your best foot forward, hey, life will just pass you by. And they're growing. They're growing as individuals. They're growing as children, And hey, unfortunately, one of the things I impress upon them is that, hey, you will learn more by losing than you do by winning. Not to take the effect or the importance away from winning, but it's the mere fact that when you lose, you have a tendency to get into your own mind and find out what were my weaknesses, what were my strengths, what mistakes I made, was I focused on this and that, and you learn to work on these and get them stronger so that, hey, they're no longer handicapped, but a force that you can build around.
Talk about Coach Azzarelli. He's a tennis guy. How do you guys complement each other as a coaching duo?
Well, we do pretty good. We do pretty good. I mean, we kind of balance out one another, because he'll always ask me what my opinion is or this and that. And he does a lot of research. He's very engrossed in the game, and he researches the players, and he researches the teams we're going to play. He's a statistician. He looks for strategies and strengths and weaknesses, and he also encourages the kids that, hey, focus on this, focus on that, the things to look for. And that's all I can say. I think we kind of balance out one another. Plus, we're friends also.
You picked up the game at 30. We have a bunch of these kids who, turned out to be seniors. Like, I tried it in ninth grade. Now, we kind of know a lot of times in high school tennis, kids may start at an early age, 6, 7, 8 years old. These kids aren't necessarily like that, but boy, they're like, I got a lot better last year. I'm getting better even now.
Yes.
I'm sure that's pleasurable to see on your end as a coach to say, man, these kids really, they bought in. And now you're seeing the rewards from that.
Right, and I think that's a key part of it. They buy into the system. Plus, they're very competitive by nature, and they're willing to build that bond where, hey, they bring out the best in one another. Because they challenge one another every day. I mean, hey, it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, but hey, nobody's rolling over, nobody's giving up. Everybody's striving to be as better and to be as good as they can be. So I really like that in them. Plus, they're cohesive. They all like one another. They get along with one another. There's no arguing or bickering. They're always willing out to help, always willing to help one another. Because they like to coach one another. Oh, you're doing this, you do that, and this, that. So it's good. It's a good mixture. And like I say, the kids are bought into the system, and I'm happy for them, because now they are reaping the rewards of their hard-earned efforts. and the sacrifice that they did, because these kids were out there, man, in the cold, it was snowing sometimes, it was pretty cold. And I mean, hey, they were dedicated, they were devoted. They always couldn't sit them down sometimes. They say, hey, folks, slow down. No. And so they wanted it. And that's good. If you want something, hey, you'll strive to be the best that you can be at achieving,
That coach has he's pretty smart to have a guy like you around, a positive guy, good friend, good coach.
Yes.
We appreciate talking with you and giving us what you have to offer here at Holy Cross.
Well, hey, I hope it's something that's good.
It was. Thank you.
And thank you.